13 matches to win your first pool, then make it to quarter semifinals where you have to win 8 matches, then semi-quarter semis where you have to win 5 matches. Congratulations, you're top 2056.
Wow. Yeah, I'm good. You guys got that. That's
fuck, dude. Yeah, like, that's annoying. Oh, that's always annoying. Puppet characters are always annoying to fight against. Not so much play. Play, they're always fun. But fighting, it's kind of the idea that I think people are getting mad at is the idea that it's like kind of anti-consumer. It's like you own this game, right? And you like everything about it. Maybe you like the panty shots. Maybe you like the artwork and everything is shown. Maybe you just like all that. That's fine. That's fine. If that's your thing, that's cool. The fact is that I bought this and now a patch that was then put out there from a developer now could take away something I like about the game. Is like what got people a little bit more up and right. Really the specifics of it being Skullgirls, it's like whatever. What is going on, guys? Welcome to Double Tap. This is Mash Those Buttons podcast dedicated to the FGC. I am your overly purple host this week. I swear I did not have a grimace shake. I want to live. I am Crash Tag, of course. With me, I have got my crew as per usual for this week's news. We've got Static Gorilla in the building, of course.
Ew.
Also looking purple, but not as purple as me. But then we've got Meza, who's the only one that's got proper lighting done in his actual room today. What's going on, homie? Welcome back.
Somewhat. A little
you
bit.
missed.
Yeah, no, I have power.
You did. Yeah, he didn't have power. That was the reason he wasn't here last week. We're just dogging him about that because otherwise he would have definitely been enjoying the CEO talk that we had at last week's episode, fresh off the plane.
I had some things to say.
Yeah, I know, right? Top 46 for Static Gorilla. That's crazy. It's crazy.
I know, right?
49? I thought you said 40. Did I say 48? Yeah, I said 48. Yeah,
this guy was doing some work.
Yes, doing some work for sure.
None at all.
No, he was doing some work. Don't sell yourself short, homie. Top 49 isn't something a lot of people can say on a 400 plus man bracket.
With all due respect, moving on.
So with that, guys, welcome. Of course, this is Double Tap. This is a podcast dedicated to everything and anything in the fighting game community. We've got plenty of stuff to get into this week. Of course, we've got some EVO numbers to talk about. We've got some interesting censorship talks to talk about. We've got some news coming up to talk about. We got MK1 news going on. So let's just jump right into it. So with that, actually, let's go with EVO. Because this is kind of like the calm before the storm. It's July 3rd, recorded on July 3rd right now. So happy 4th to everyone that's going to be listening to this podcast, whether you're listening to it at a barbecue, going to a homie's house to get some sets in. You're only allowed to play Guile if you're playing Street Fighter 6 on July 4th. That's just, I don't make the rules. It is what it is. But we've got, we've got a little bit of a calm here before August Madness for EVO comes up. But that doesn't mean we don't have some updates or kind of pseudo updates from EVO. So if you haven't already been following EVO, which you should on Twitter, it's at EVO. It's pretty easy to figure out who's who. They've been constantly posting up numbers, or rather not numbers. We don't have any official numbers yet, but they've been constantly posting up some updates to numbers on the entrants, several games here and there. Not like I said, not 100%, but we're getting some talks, right? Like right now, Street Fighter 6 in their latest tweet about it has officially broken a franchise all-time EVO record for competitors, which last I checked, I mean, what was the highest we had for, I think what Street Fighter 5 had the highest previously?
I want to say it was at 5,004.
Was that for EVO?
Yes.
Street Fighter 5, EVO 2015.
2015, right? First year Street Fighter 5.
Yeah, I mean, it started off strong if you think about it. It had 2,000 at final round, and it got lower, but obviously it was only going to get bigger for EVO.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So not really surprising. I mean, Street Fighter 5, it was a little, it kind of shows a little bit on the landscape too, because if
did I say 15? I meant I'm sorry, no. I meant 16. 2016 was when
2016. Okay, yeah, 2016. I was like 15 is a little early, but so yeah, like I said, it's kind of a premise to talk about like the lay of the land right now. Street Fighter 5 was decisive, right? It was a little bit divided. Some people like really liked it, didn't like it. I mean, Street Fighter 6 is no different. But I think it's a little more skewed towards it being a bit more accepted. I think a bit more than Street Fighter 5 did, at least initially at launch right now. I think the good variety of characters, of new characters, of the entire cast really has been good. The systems are really good. They're fun. The game runs good. It looks good. There's no weird looking Ken from the Rip, right? That people are already memeing about. And yeah, Banana Ken, all that stuff. Not the player, but the actual character's hair. And yeah, like so you know, it kind of goes to show also like how much the marketing, right? How like the franchise has definitely, the player base has got to be like the biggest ever, because between all the marketing they did in various different events, like what was it, Royal Rumble, right? Was one. You know, you had professional wrestlers dressing up as characters, and you're having outreach on what was the other thing that they spent some money on in terms of marketing besides Royal Rumble? That was like another event. Street Fighter.
Oh, Street Fighter themselves.
What was it?
There wasn't any Super Bowl commercial.
No, that's the one thing we were surprised we didn't see. It was something else. But regardless, you know, it got a lot of people's attention, and so we got a new you know, just a bunch of players coming in. 420
thing with Lil Wayne, yeah.
Oh yeah, Lil Wayne. That's right, Lil Wayne, right? Like there's so much marketing that's been going out there. You know, you can only expect like EVO to be just insane. I mean, CEO was nuts, but that was CEO. Like, it's still one of the big three, but EVO is EVO. EVO will forever be EVO. It'll always bring out like the international play way more than anything else, right? That's kind of the big hit to it, because you're not going to see a bunch of Japanese players come out to Florida to play in that major. We'll wait for EVO.
Well, it wasn't a Pro Tour either.
But it was, thank you. There are other small things in there for sure. A Pro Tour. Yeah, man, you want to make that $1 million. Those are the tournaments that people are going to be interested for. CEO was not a Pro Tour. It was not. EVO is the start of it, I believe, right? It's the first one. I don't think there has been any other Pro Tour events. Oh, I mean, there wouldn't be, because CEO was the first major. So
CEO was.
I believe the other ones are go ahead.
Is Defend the North?
No, not at all. The other ones are online and or there's 2 events. I think it's France and South Africa that haven't been announced, unless it was the Kumite that we just got. I don't know exactly. I don't know if there were 2 events that just haven't been talked about yet, but some of them are online. Yes,
there is quite several of them online, actually. Yeah, we actually take a peek at things like Wikipedia. There's gonna be an online for South Africa, Brazil, Central America East, Asia East, South America West, North America West, Central America West, and Oceania. Those are all online premieres. We have yet to know when. Well, we do know when. Sorry, we do know when. But no, I do remember like there was talks about that. They were like, wow, there are like more online events, I believe, than there are offline premieres, which is really interesting. I mean, at this day and age, online versus offline doesn't really matter. That discussion is no longer a thing that is like, oh, online doesn't count. Like, trust, online very much counts nowadays still. Like, it's very much still a thing. But yes,
real quick, the update, Final Fantasy, Final EVO 2016 registration numbers in 2016 was Street Fighter 5, 5,065.
5,065?
Yeah.
I mean, look, the world is playing for $1 million, right? So
yeah,
let's be real. Are we gonna do number guessing?
Well, I'm saying, do you think that Vegeta emote or that Vegeta GIF is over 9,000 entrants for Street Fighter? I can't see it yet.
Yeah, no, I do. I see it.
I don't know. Like doubling up like that'd be insane. But if there was a game to do it, I mean, Street Fighter could do it. I think it could do it.
What if it's for Dragon Ball Fighters?
Jesus.
I mean, wow. You have to be realistic though, because at the end of the day, besides the over 9,000, every tournament that's happening, whether it's online or offline, has a significantly high number of entrants, right? So let's just say all those put together, let's just say they're all different players in different events. Yeah, I could see the numbers spiking over 9,000. You have a lot of casual people who want to go to EVO for their first time, this being really big for Street Fighter 6. Mm-hmm. They're definitely going to sign up. People who played other games, whether you play Tekken, Guilty Gear, or Melty Blood or whatever, you're going to be playing that game too. So,
like I said before, bro, I'm okay with even getting 4th place. 4th place is 100K. Like, I'm fine with that. That's fine. That's fine. I could be coming from another game and not take title, and I'll get 4th place, and I will smile. I'll be right up there. I'll get the champagne for myself. I don't care if you give me no medal. I don't even get a medal. That's fine.
Give me the medal. Give me the medal. I'll be that hype guy that did.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so this screenshot here is the order that we're expecting the attended game. So Street Fighter 6 is in first, Guilty Gear Strive second, third is Tekken 7, fourth is Ultimate Marvel. I believe that top 4 does get to Sunday.
I wonder if they're going to shift that around.
It wouldn't, because
Based off of, like,
it's
attraction,
again, top
right?
6 game. Huh?
Yeah, but like think about the attraction for viewing wise, right? Let's say, I don't know, King of Fighters gets more than Marvel as viewership wise. Marvel may not make it to the stage, right? But that's hypothetical. If we were saying like throughout the whole weekend how the numbers are doing. Obviously,
I think Mortal Kombat and Dragon. Well, I think Mortal Kombat and Dragon Ball will actually get more viewers than Marvel and King of Fighters, and even almost maybe Tekken.
What? You think so?
I'm saying almost. I'm saying Dragon Ball Fighters gets a lot of views.
It gets a lot of views. You're not wrong. But Marvel has had a hell of a run ever since the announcement of Marvel being added to EVO. All tournaments, the turnouts have been great. But the more I'm thinking about it, the more you might be right, though.
Well, also,
Mortal Kombat has casual eyes. Has huge casual eyes, especially if they're going to have an announcement.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Ball Fighters has a huge casual eyes.
Yeah.
People watch it. People get hype over those. People know their stars, and do they like to play it? No, but they watch it. You were saying?
You also have to think that MK1's coming out, so that's kind of the backbone of waiting for them to. This is the last Mortal Kombat 11 tournament.
It is. That is also
so. Okay, that's not what I meant. You know what I meant. All right, we're restarting. This is going to be Mortal Kombat's ending.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter how I put it. It's
their new beginning. The new beginning.
Yeah.
The new beginning.
Yeah, they're opening up the new door to something new. So yeah, I just think that even with that being said, some of the other games just don't really have. They've had the year-long strength. I don't think they have this in-year strength with EVO. I think Ultimate Marvel is going to be a great showing if it's on Sunday, because it's always been one of those high-octane, really visual, wild games. But I just think that MK probably maybe should be there after their big showing last year.
If MK is going to be there, it might be in like morning, like earlier in the day. Like Marvel is such a great like nightcap of a game. Like, yo, you could go hit the payables, you could go get some food, and you'll be in the mood for some Marvel. MK, I'm like, I don't know. Can I eat before MK and just be like, oh, that's so great? No.
I personally would like to see Guilty Gear go first.
What? I think Guilty Gear should be like Guilty Gear is like third. I think Tekken will always be hype. Tekken can go fucking anywhere. It'll always be hype.
But I always feel like Tekken's like either the last game or the second to last game, right? It makes sense. Tekken seems like that. It's also in competition with Street Fighter 6. It is that hype game that gets you hype before the Street Fighter 6. That's Street Fighter 5 was boring last year.
That's because every year it's been that way.
Yeah,
like it's always been either the fourth niche game, the Smash, and then the Tekken, and then the Street Fighter.
Yeah.
But then, no, that's a lie, because I think it was 2019 that ended with Smash, right?
No,
never.
No.
Smash takes too damn long.
Yes,
never ends Smash. It had to be way before that, then.
Yeah, it would have to be before. It'd have to be a while since I've seen Smash.
The one where Tweak won, I didn't watch. Sorry,
that must have been way before then, because
it's like 2016 or something.
Yeah, because the year me and you, Gabe, when we went, was it had Ultimate first, and then it had Melee. Or did it have? No, it had. It had both of them.
Ultimate, but it had not on stage until 2019.
So then it was Ultimate, and then was that when Melee was still there?
Melee was there the first year and the second year.
Yeah, so the first year when we went
of the arena.
Yeah. The first year that we went, which was or second year, I guess, it was Ultimate, and then it was Melee, because those took the longest, and we got seats. Remember, because everybody left. So
yes,
yeah,
because they were like, "No, Joe, I'm not showing" in 2016. People actually stayed for Li Joe, and then when he lost, they were like, "Oh, I'm out of here."
We out. Yeah, man, America. Yeah. But Yeah, I mean, and also like I know we were talking about Strive earlier. Strive is just so damn fast. I'm not gonna lie. As CEO, like it was great. Got to watch it all, but damn, that shit kind of flew by compared to the other games.
It was a great time to get sushi.
It was a great time to get sushi.
I do wonder if it's worth them putting Strive later to compete a little bit with Arc Revo, just due to the fact to see the numbers. I don't know if that's even a thing because, like, obviously EVO's is on its own thing, but like I said before, Arc Revo's kind of on that uprise for going against. They're putting all their fund into it. So I wonder if EVO, it's best for EVO to just run it in the morning, kind of. I hate saying it, just kind of dog shit, drag it through the ground, and just call it a day, and then focus on those other games because Arc Revo is going to hold those good numbers, right? So I don't know.
Let's have to wait and see. But with that, actually, by the time of this recording, if you're thinking of joining, whether it's, more specifically, registration for competitors, you got 6 days left. Technically 5 by the time you're hearing this on whatever your favorite podcast platform of choice is, whether it's iTunes, Spotify, etc., etc. You got 5 days from there. By the time of this live stream on Monday, on the 3rd, you got 6 days left. So you haven't already, make sure to pay and buy now. You already missed out the early bird. You don't want to get caught on did they even do day of registration? Hell no. There's no way in hell they do. I was about to say there's no way in hell. So yeah, you got six T minus 5 days, and that's it. Either that or you're in spectator mode, which, hey, Vegas is Vegas, baby. It's also lots of fun, so might not be a bad move.
I'd hate to do this to y'all. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to
2019. Oh, go ahead. Bring it up. Bring it down.
You go. No. This is a 2019 thing. Go.
Yeah, 2019. Smash Bros. Ultimate headlined Tekken 7, Street Fighter 5, and Blue Cross Tag Battle.
Yeah, because we did have the ending of the stage of the first year and our last year. Well, second. It was our first year, and we only had one more year, and we weren't even on
good.
Second year.
You were saying?
With 9,000 entrants for one game, and the amount of days that they usually do it over, is that enough time? I never thought about that until we really thought about the numbers. Is that enough time to run this tournament and get through most of it by time it's 12 at night?
That amount of entrances, which is a great problem to have, kind of. The logistics is the nightmare. It's you got to make sure you have enough TOs and your pools are all running. And also, I'm sorry, bro, but if you're a competitor and you're in that, what I'm assuming is the 5+ 1,000 bracket, the amount of games you have to squeeze in and play all day is fucking crazy. I think it was, funny enough, I think it was Flo. I saw a quote and might have tweeted out the actual numbers you actually have to play in order to make it to top 8 or top 16, to main stage.
There's
right?
9,000 entrants.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It is fucking crazy. Hold on. Oh, there we go. 13 matches to win your first pool. Then make it to quarter semifinals where you have to win 8 matches. Then semi-quarter semis where you have to win 5 matches. Congratulations, you're top 2,056.
Wow. Yeah, I'm good. You guys got that. That's
fuck, dude. Yeah, EVO ain't a bad. It's a great turn. It's a great experience. Don't let that deter you, man. This is just the life of the competitor. It's a great fucking tournament. And actually, I gotta ask a homie in Twitch chat right now, Valentine. You're saying you got 2 a.m. pools? What? Please elaborate. If you're telling me you got 2 a.m. pools, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. If that's
that day
a thing.
Before or after?
I don't know. I'm waiting to hear. until they
first pool?
Until a joke.
Oh, I was about to say, I was like, bro, if they posted that somewhere, there's 2 a.m. pools, I will fucking jump out my Vegas hotel. I'll be like, fuck that. I was like, there's no way. There's just no way.
Well, what's funny is
I was about to say, I was like, bro, I the thing is, I know it's a joke. I get it now, but I'm like, I don't know because this is uncharted fucking territory right now.
I don't think it'll be 2 a.m. pools. I think it'll be 7 a.m. pools. I can see that happening 6 or 7 a.m.
6, 7 a.m. pools, bro.
Wait. Let me rephrase that. 6 or 7 a.m. pools in Las Vegas.
Oh my god. The amount of DQs are going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Mena had, remember, there was out of 1,000 people, 1,082 entrants at CEO. Mena placed first, obviously, and won 11 games. So in winner's bracket, you're not playing that many games.
No.
You won
Losers
11
bracket
games
is
to make
double.
Yeah.
You don't want to go to losers. You don't ever imagine
Not
round
even at
one going to
locals.
losers and having to play to get to grand finals. Imagine that person's. I commend anybody who did.
You know what?
If you
And
do
so
it.
you haven't even put close games into that either.
Yeah, exactly. But shout out, like, if you lose that 0-1, that's 22 games you got to play now, instantly. Like your shit's just been doubled to make it to grand finals like that. That is fucking bonkers. But
You
like,
can officially say it's 2 out of 3, right? Because there's no way to do.
hell no, not doing 3 out of 5. Hell no,
Yes.
hell no.
Yeah, they wanted 3 out of 5 for this game. Yeah, you guys would have been sitting there for 2 days.
But actually, funny enough, Valentine brought up a point saying, like, you know, hey, participating in Melty and Strive and Marvel and Street Fighter, like, does a Street Fighter play even have that, you know, luxury right now to do that? Like, I don't think it's fucking possible, dude. Like, it's gonna be so, you have to be so lucky with your pools that they're either far enough away from each other or staggered enough that you can just be like, especially if you're like Rocket, right? Especially if you're winning matches, like, you gotta have to keep rolling, and you don't want to hold up your pool, your bracket. But like, damn, that is. But I would think, you know, if you're in a Street Fighter 6, like, you're either I don't want to say you're casual, not to say you're bad or anything, but maybe you're not super invested in. You're just like, oh, I'm just gonna make a run in it because fuck it, why not? Or you're super committed. It's like there's no in between. Like, I don't think there's an in between. So if you're not super committed, you're like able to go out and play other games. But yeah, that shit is wild. But once again, it's not confirmed whether or not it's 9,000 as in entrances. It could be 9,000. Like, it could be 6,000 people for Street Fighter, and 9,000. The remaining 3,000 can be divvied up between the other games. Yeah,
or
exactly.
it could just be him breaking the scanner, saying it's over it's broken the records from before, right? You know, and they can't read the scanner. But
we know we're reading it as 9,000. You know what it is.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna say they need to have walkie-talkies. Please have walkie-talkies, just to communicate with the TOs.
Well, most of the it's for the TOs. Yeah, I mean, staff,
yeah.
The staff on the streams, they have headsets usually, but that's just the stream. Yeah. And you know, the other problem is streams just going on for a long time. You know, like streams having issues or the ad breaks having all those issues. Yeah, that really does hinder some things as well.
All right, so let me see. With that, we've got a quick break we gotta hit, actually, guys, because I meant to finish that off before the actual match went before the talks went on. But we'll be right back after this, guys. We're gonna have some more talks on some announcements that are coming to EVO, so you want to stay tuned for that. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. $9,000 plus Street Fighter 6 2 a.m. pools. We've already, you know, that's what you're expected to hit out in Vegas this year for EVO 2023. But that's not the only thing we got going on. We do have some announcements that got pulled up. We got from the Granblue official Twitter. Getting a little bit of water given to this game finally. Is some announcements, but actually it didn't even come out from like any fighting event. It didn't come out anything like that. It was actually from Anime Expo. That's still going on here. It's starting from July 1st to the 4th. And we got an official trailer and some details. So let's jump into the EVO deets first, because it's actually a beta that we're talking about here. So we finally get the long-awaited beta talks for Granblue. There's going to be an open beta tournament happening at EVO itself, 4th to the 5th, and the actual online beta test schedule is also happening from the 5th of July to the 16th. So it's actually like this week will be the actual entry period for the pre-access beta, and the playable date, which is going to be randomly selected from your actual entry into the beta. So it's like a two-step tier list here, is going to be happening from July 26th to the 27th. And then the actual... and then the open beta, it's like layers upon layers. And the open beta test itself is going on July 28th to the 30th. So entry, I guess, applications gonna be opening up in T-minus 2 days. You guys joining in? I know I'm gonna try to join in.
Yeah, of course.
100%.
You're gonna try any of the actually, you know what? Funny enough, I don't know if they stated if it will have new characters.
Right? I think it'll have 2 of the new characters. I don't think it's gonna have the newest character that was announced previously. The one that's what did we say? Was
Nier?
Like he's like,
no, that's a new.
Siegfried.
The
Siegfried and the cow lady.
Yes,
there was one before that.
She a demon.
She's down here. Her.
There it is.
Oh, what is her name?
Did I say cow? Did I say that because of her assets?
Yeah, you did.
Yes, you did say cow. You definitely
said
cow.
Cow lady. You didn't even say sheep lady. Okay.
Yes, she's a sheep.
She's probably
she's not even sheep. She's not even sheep. She's
Neela?
It's not even a dragon. I forget. Aren't they cows? Wait, no. I think you're right.
No, they're sheeps. They're sheeps.
Her?
She sends out sheeps. Yes.
I thought she was the same as Narmaya.
Rams. Oh, you mean like her race?
She's demon.
Yes,
right?
yes, yeah. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Okay.
I thought you were talking
I'm
about
about to say, bro. I'm not tripping. I've had someone correct me on this, and I was like,
yeah,
that's
one of our comments. Yes.
Thank you, Anila. Thank you very much. That was the name. Yeah. So we don't know yet on the details as to whether those characters. I would assume so. Like I don't see any reason why they won't. But at the same time, maybe they want to still focus. They want to focus on honestly on the online stress testing, but the characters themselves are, they might still lock them and wait for actual, retail release for those potentially. I don't know if they're gonna go the Capcom route and just lock it all up, but those are these that we got now. I mean, if they do have the new characters, great, because I would love to. It's kind of a good way to kind of make people kind of get like a tasting, and be like, do I like these characters? Are they worth me paying another $60? Is the game in its entire package enough to have me pay another retail price for it? That is the question.
I mean, even if they come out with more characters after that, it's still going to be good because, well, let's say we get 2 characters and then we get like 4 more characters that weren't part of the beta. That's fine. I mean, people will really be kind of comfortable with that. Plus, you have all the old characters that are now going to be unlocked for people to play and newly updated with the new system. So I can only imagine whoever you didn't maybe like before, you might like a little bit more now. I know that's been happening with a lot of games previously.
I wonder if they have multiple tournaments for that event. EVO.
What do you mean?
For the beta?
For this?
Yeah.
Oh, like they did JoJo's?
Dragon Ball had an event the first day and second day when they were in beta. Like a 2-day tournament.
Yeah, I know they said they were having the one tournament, obviously the one open beta tournament, but I know JoJo's had like a 2-day tournament there, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did 2 days if the first day's turnout is really nice. So
they need to bring back that Royal Rumble game.
At
EVO. I know it has nothing to do with
the one that we went to. Yeah, that was fun.
Yes. But go on,
we had like 18 people deep in the ring. That was cool. Or 24 or something like that.
There were 30 people playing the game at the same time.
I don't know. I couldn't count, man. I was too busy trying not to get thrown out.
I'm still reminiscing of EVO. But go on, Granblue Rising. What else is up?
So, that's it for in terms of like the beta. That's all we know about it. I mean, they've only gotten, even if you go to start.gg, you only get to have so much information there in terms of like the tournament structure, but doesn't state anything about the characters that will be limited or not limited to. So we'll just have to wait and see there. But the other piece that we do have, like I said, that went down at Anime Expo, which was the character you name dropped earlier, Static, and that is Nier. Still have no idea as to this character's lore. I don't know Granblue lore like that, but it'll be the 3rd playable character coming to Rising's roster. They didn't give us any kind of gameplay or anything really. I'm going to assume potentially Puppet, just because of the Phantom we saw in the intro and what looks like the artwork is. You don't put that much kind of work into a character like that only to try to throw them away. So I'm assuming a Puppet type character, similar to. Let me see. Actually, do we have a Puppet character in? I was thinking DNF Duel with the other character, but no, not in Granblue, right? Not a true Puppet character, right? There's no, not at all. Okay, so this might be the first. So Nier might actually be the first to kind of break that mold.
Would you count Luane's super?
No.
Or no?
No. We don't,
Definitely
we
not.
don't-
Mom, do it. Okay.
Mom don't count. Mom's just, she comes out when she needs to throw the chancleta. That's about it. Not real. Not
Did you
a real
notice?
thing.
Did you notice a little skeleton on the shoulder?
Yes, I did. That's why I'm like, man, like this character, like there's no way this is just a background character. Like there has to be, there's some deep lore in here. I just need to.
Or it's a transformation or something.
No,
No,
Tags
It
out.
does have.
Or-
This is in here. See?
Can you
or
play it
it's a
again?
tag
So she
character.
does have the same sort of outfit that Six has or Sooks has. So with the she has ears. So I don't know if she's like one of like a little cat type deal. I don't know. I'm just speculating. She has the hood and
She's
the
got ears. Yeah, she got the ears.
like
Yeah.
Sooks does.
She does make it go away, so it is possible that it is a summon or a partner.
It could be an aesthetic to the moves.
Yeah, I
Persona.
So there's there's 3 things that it probably could be. A persona, that's one. I'm not gonna say a stand because people probably want me to say stand because JoJo's, but we'll say that's still the same as persona. The other option would be obviously Carl, where he has it out at all times, and it's not an extension of Nier's body, but it's something she works with that stays out there. It does motions while she's still freely able to move. And then you have Raelius, where it is part of the moveset.
Oh, so according to the tweet, it says it plays like Mario and Zato. So okay, so kind of. Yeah, I can see definitely puppet for sure. Then that's annoying. Oh, that's always annoying. Puppet characters are always annoying to fight against. Not so much play. They're always fun, but fighting.
It depends how oppressive, because Mario's wasn't that great in the beginning. It's pretty bad
You're
characters.
talking about Multi-Blood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Zato.
Lots
Zato.
Yeah.
Zato.
Relius and Carl are like the original sort of puppet characters. Sort of, well, Azato obviously, but like
Remember, they're
those
two
two
different
kinda
types of. They're two different
Well,
types
yeah.
of puppet characters, but they are puppet characters to some extent.
Yep.
Would you count Android 18 as a puppet character?
No, that's
No.
that's a move set because she can't act independently of 17 doing something outside of the counter, like the counter state,
Right.
right, where he just stays out there a little bit longer for a key blast. That's it. A true puppet character lets you move in neutral while the puppet does an action. That's like a true puppet character.
So in
Like if you-
Smash, would you consider Ice Climbers?
No.
No.
Yeah,
So a good example is like BB Tag. BB Tag, when you have both characters on screen, or Street Fighter Cross Tekken, those are technically puppet characters. So even though you're commanding the other character with one button, it is still technically a puppet character because you can move freely.
For Street Fighter X Tekken, what you mean, like, because in Street Fighter X Tekken, you do active switch between characters, but the
Yeah, but
character
you
is in
can
the
do the-
background.
Oh, you don't remember
do cross assault.
little
Oh, the cross
Yeah.
assault itself? Yeah. Yeah, but that was
that
a
was
mode.
like-
that was like a specific mode everyone had. It isn't like
I mean,
it
but
made everyone technically a
it's
puppet. It was just like, I
on
guess.
technicality is still. I was using it as an example.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I was like, when the fuck did that happen? Yeah, I remember
Nobody really used it that much.
Yeah.
Until middle to later in the game, but yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you consider Personas in P4 to be puppet or no?
No.
No,
sure?
It depends on the character.
Yeah, because I mean, if they were, they're like semi, because you can move in neutral with some moves, right? Like you put out there. Some of them, you're able to like mix post like a move being called out. But like I said, when I think puppet character, I think of a character that can do something in neutral while you can command the other character to do something at the same
I always
time.
thought
It's like,
I always thought it has its own moveset usually, while you still freely can move. Because Relius is technically not a full-on puppet character; he's a pseudo-puppet character.
So in essence, Rosalina in
Yes.
Smash Bros.
I would say she
technically
would be,
be
yeah. Yes. All right, and that has been your segment as to what is and what is not a puppet character.
That's why I dove so deep into it, so we could get like
a lot of gray area, but
you
it's
don't know.
but it's an incredible archetype. Go check it out. Go check out some YouTube videos on that. But will Nier be that? We don't know. whereas it's just a guess in the dark right now, or a shot in the dark, excuse me. But regardless, we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully by EVO, at EVO's tournament, which would make the most sense, is when we'll actually get some gameplay going for the character. All right, so got a couple other things to tidy up here with. This is more of a PSA, news about news going on for more news. And that is Mortal Kombat 1. God, that's going to be so hard for me to keep saying. MK1, the Kombat Kast is returning. They did talk about that right with the announcement early on with Tyler and Ed Boon talking. And it is kicking off this Thursday, July 6th. 10 a.m. PT, 12 p.m. CT, and of course 1 p.m. ET for those out here in the East Coast. They're going to be talking about cameos. They're going to be doing full gameplay breakdowns of Scorpion and Johnny Cage and more. So I don't know if they're going to go the route of they've done in previous Kombat Kast, where they actually like will show a new character or maybe a new cameo and kind of like break them down. I personally like it when they do that because it's just fresh new information coming straight from them versus like finding a random trailer and all. And they tend to, give a good insight on it. The various hosts and people working on the team talking about the characters. So I'm pretty stoked at having Kombat Kast back.
I feel like I vividly remember seeing like a character trailer in the morning, and then while I was at work, I would watch the Kombat Kast of Injustice characters. Like I remember watching Poison Ivy, and then they would show her like other, there weren't variations in that game, right? It was the extra modes that I think they had, like all the armor stuff. That's when I would like tune out. Be like, oh, I gotta come.
Yeah. The gear system, yeah.
Yes, thank you. Oh yeah, I remember the outfits. That was so cool.
The outfits were
good idea,
fire.
just executed weirdly.
Yeah, ripperoni, all those assets.
Yeah, I just want to see if they show my favorite character. That's all.
Which is?
He's not official. He's announced, but he's not officially yet. He's DLC, man. Homelander.
Rain?
Oh, Homelander.
That's all I want to see, man. I just want to see his lines. I just want to see the lines.
It was perfect.
Yeah, we're still. Is that confirmed? Like that was. Oh yeah, it was kind of pseudo confirmed. Whether or not it is really true, but we're on strong indication that it is true. But yeah, if Homelander and a couple and the other guest character are confirmed, that'll be. Sure. I think it'll take a while.
I still like Liu Kang
to see them,
so that'll be good enough that they're showing him.
There you go. Yeah, so Kombat Kast is going on once again, July 6th. That's this week. Make sure to tune in for that.
You should put Stormfront.
Stormfront? I don't know.
You want to put characters that should be able to be killed. You don't want to kill off. Like I don't want it.
Homelander should die.
Yeah, definitely.
Are you kidding me?
That's what I'm saying. You want to see characters that should have been killed in the show to have. Fatality.
I thought you were about to. defend.
Technically, Superman didn't really get killed. No. Superman won an EVO or two, so it's not like
But there were no fatalities in that game.
Yeah. People
can't really kill Superman.
All because of a little green pill. It's a green pill stop people from getting splattered.
You can, however, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Rambo were like, sure, kill us, we don't care. Yeah. Homelander, I don't want to see Butcher die. Come on, man.
I don't know if it's Butcher that was announced, actually. It was someone else, but we'll just have to
Huey.
wait and see.
No, okay. We can talk about the boys for days. Let me stop.
For sure. Oh, yeah. Sucks season 4 got delayed. All right, regardless. All right, so with that, we're going to go and check out a new entry. New entry. The genre we've dealt with in the past, but this I believe was also coming from Anime Expo. So break us through, Meza. What we got?
Okay, so I kind of heard of it through a grapevine, and as I like these types of games, and I know I'm getting baited, but if you guys are familiar with the anime Jujutsu Kaisen, it did really, really well. They're still waiting on like their 3rd season, and they decided, why not make a fighting game that's arena based? Not my particular taste, but hey, I like those games, but that wasn't what I was expecting. But it's a 2v2 arena fighting game. So I don't really know how that plays. I'm pretty sure they'll have like 1v1, but the game is primarily supposed to play off of this 2v2 epic play style. But I know a lot of people are going to dislike what is happening because you'd think the look of it is like Cyber Connect 2, right? Yeah, they also did Demon Slayer. No, it was not them this time.
Oh, who is it?
It is actually from another group, and it's the same ones who made One's Justice, the My Hero game.
Okay.
Now,
we covered a lot of those actually early on.
Now, I particularly like this game. I like that game, but I could tell you for a fact that it might not turn out the way we want, because if they're not listening to the previous, cries and yells of how One's Justice suffered after DLC came out and the player base just died off, I hope that they listen this time. Maybe make it cross-platform. I mean, it's still a Bandai game, Bandai Namco game, so it might be worth it. I don't know. This I have mixed feelings. I want to buy it, but I know I'm just gonna suffer and I'm hurting myself in the long run. Because after like 6 months, everybody's gone, and it's a DLC sync. So I'm not telling anybody not to buy it, because I'm probably gonna end up buying it anyway. But okay. I'll definitely say it's if you like the show, you're probably gonna like the game.
I am a fan of the show, so I'm actually a little. I would love to check it out, but it's just like arena fighters haven't been my thing, so it's gonna be tough for me. And plus, like the thing that gets me about some of these when I'm invested in the animes, and I don't know if anyone else ever has this issue, but it's like when it's characters that I'm like, yo, this character will just mop this other character if it was within the lore of the world. I'm like, it's just something about it. It just doesn't work for me. And I'm like, I really need to remove my disbelief of it, but it's really hard to do. But regardless though, it looks freaking great. But the thing also, when it comes to these kinds of fighters, when like the shows are still very early, like you said, they're only getting into season 3, right? There's going to be plenty of awesome like hero characters. The pool's going to be, I don't want to say large, but it's like we're hoping it's going to be as big as possible. But it's like how big can it really be, right? You got like your main bad guys, you've got your main heroes, you got some of the supporting cast, and like that's it, right? Like you can't. I don't know if it's like enough, but
we're like, I like to treat it like we're in like season 4 from My Hero, and My Hero's One's Justice game came out. You saw good characters that you would love to play as, but they're not in the game yet. There'll probably be DLC, maybe like 1 or 2 of them, which is cool. But I mean, the developers by King Inc., they do a fairly good job, in my opinion, when it comes to DLC. I've always enjoyed what they've put out, and they've given me that in the second game, and I don't think there needs to be a second game for this. They just need to focus on one and develop something that's good, starting with hopefully rollback. That'll be a big thing. I hope that the system isn't how... I don't know. A lot of people said the Demon Slayer system was working to some degree, but the 30 and 60 FPS thing was kind of a problem. I hope we're not going to see that. I hope we're not going to see like some Naruto-esque BS. I hope we're going to not see some of the My Hero One's Justice where it's like rock, paper, scissors the whole time. I would like to see a little bit more complex arena fight system to it. Like Kill la Kill was really complex to some degree, and it was really enjoyable to play. That's one game I can go back to and say like, I would play that as a competitive fighting game because it's actually generally fun and it's interesting. This, I'm going to fall... I've got that strong feeling it's going to be like My Hero. There seems like a lot of wall bounces, a lot of different things. But, I mean, the biggest cool part is it's going to have there's no release date yet, but it comes out for Nintendo Switch, PS5, PS4, PC, Xbox Series X.
Oh, man, that's pimping it out everywhere.
So, everything. Now, that's why I said I hope there's cross-platform. I hope there's nothing that gets delayed, just cross-platform. Other than that, it's 4 players online, so you can play with your friends.
It'll be the best shot, but we'll just have to wait and see. No release date yet, but yeah, this was just announced like 2 days ago, so yeah, it was definitely an Anime Expo drop. But we'll see. Once again, Season 3, they had just dropped the trailer, I think, at Anime Expo as well. I think I got a chance to peep it out. I definitely follow the show. Freaking awesome.
But my brother does, and he made a Street Fighter crossover artwork from last year at EVO. And it's going to be at EVO this year, too. So keep a lookout for that. He did that magazine cover.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that was a really good one.
Can I ask, because I feel like we've never really thought about this as often as we used to, probably way back in episodes. What would make because we've seen Smash do it really well. What would be like the perfect fighting game system. Like if you pick the game and you could put two animes or whatever together. Because I know everybody always wanted Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear. We're never getting that. We just know that. But what would you see? Like something like this, obviously people could see like Jujutsu Kaisen, maybe like Demon Slayer or something like that. What would you want to see?
Oh, like a crossover like that? I don't know.
Yeah.
My pick would be something like Marvel vs. Capcom. But that's just my pick. It already exists because it's really, really good. That's my thing. That's what I'm enjoying. But what I'm also going to enjoy here, post this, is going to be this ad break, because we do have a bit of a conversation we need to have. We found some things, and we need to sit down and talk. This is going to be the parent to child thing. It's going to be at a certain age. It's going to be some things we need to talk about. So we'll do that after this break, though. Don't go anywhere. Be right back. All right, so we've got an interesting situation here. I don't know how you guys have been, if you kept up on it a whole lot, whether it's you guys here or you awesome listeners at home, work, wherever you're listening to on the show on. Skullgirls, right? Skullgirls has been a target of some discussion lately. Arguments, conversations, and review bombs as of late. I don't know if you've been aware, but there's been a big thing when it comes to the censorship of the game. There's been a big patch that has come out that censors a lot of aspects of the game for, I don't want to say for today's society or some shit like that, but it's really like their official statement. When they talked about the patch, they were talking about, fixing just certain aspects of it that, so many people have, been involved in the game, that they've discussed with the teams and internal teams and such, and just be like, hey, you know what, we should probably update some of the graphics, some things, some symbolisms and things that, might not be too kosher today, right? Like, or maybe some things that hit maybe a little bit too close to home. And they have since patched whether it becomes, it's cutscenes, artwork in the digital art book, and even in animations as well. And this is nothing new. This actually has happened before. They've done like patches in the past about it, but this one for some reason it's just like getting people really, really PO'd. And we're gonna talk about it. This patch has caused an overwhelming amount of negative reviews recently. I mean, overall, the game of its 23,000 or so reviews keeps it very positive. And yes, the game is still fun. The game is still awesome. It's still, like I've stated it so many times before, is just one of the best looking 2D fighting games ever. Like it's just like ever, like, especially when it comes to animation, there's only two that really come to mind. Like, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of really great animated fighting games, but there's just two that will always be just the top two, the contenders. There's always been Darkstalkers and Skullgirls. And for me, it definitely changes a whole lot over time as to like who's number one, because there's just so much stuff that Darkstalkers had in there, like that they just did not have to do, but they did, and the presentation because of it just makes it such a unique game. And then Skullgirls just takes that and turns it to 11 on so many different aspects and modernizes it and makes it such a unique game. So this patch, like I said, that they've rolled out has caused a bunch of issues on a 12-year-old game now. 12-year-old game, right. Which is just crazy to think. And yeah, there's been a couple of collections out there showing like what's been changed. I mean, some stuff I can argue, I'm like, yeah, it's perfectly fine to patch stuff like that out, because like, I get it. They're just trying to, make it less controversial, as it says. So, right. We have a variety of things. Most of the things we're gonna see most commonly are things like panty shots when it comes to cats like Philia or any of the other characters. Even though they stated like, these girls, they embrace their sexuality and all that and their image and they're empowered by it. I'm like, cool, that's awesome, good for them. Now they're just kind of like backtracking a little, not backtracking, backpedaling or anything like that. It's just now they're just, I guess in some areas they feel like it isn't needed, which is, I'm like, that's perfectly fine. They're not really gonna bother me none. Another aspect is, of course, it's Paracel's army. Oh my goodness, what was it called? It's like the black something. I can't remember what the actual name of the army was, but yeah, one of the main things was they got rid of their bands, their red armbands, which the way it's been designed is very much close to the Nazi design.
Germany,
that's
yes.
that's what it was based off of. They were very blunt about it, like from the beginning. It was very apparent, like that's like the similarities. That's where they're pulling from. Yeah, they're getting rid of all that.
They're called the Black Egrets.
Thank you. I was like, it's black something. I just couldn't think about it. So like armbands, any kind of showings of armbands in artwork, or any characters, background characters and such, they just straight up removed them.
Bro, so it's so stupid. I'm sorry. Like, at this rate, all right, get rid of the Red Ribbon Army. Go do that. Let me see you do that. Get rid of the Red Ribbon Army, which is blatantly based off of, I don't know, we'll say maybe a little guy named Hitler, right? Maybe. But like my thing is,
this ain't making it to YouTube. No,
this might not.
No.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Like realistically, I think there's. It's weird. It's just weird.
It is.
Why?
Yeah.
12 years?
Yeah.
And now?
Well, it's the climate of today's today's.
But my thing is, why take it to Steam? Why not just keep it on Twitter, where all the garbage is anyway? Why do you have to put negative reviews on a game? Now it makes it look like the game is a bad game.
Oh, I mean, like I said, yeah, those 3,000 or whatever is whatever. It's a drop in the bucket.
It's whatever, but remember, just like a professional, like a person who has power, if you like Steam, to me, it has power. So if you look at it, if I go to look at a game, I'm not going to care how many reviews there is. If I see mostly negative, I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to look at that game.
Well, here's the issue that I'm seeing. A lot of people are complaining that some of this content is stuff that they've already paid for, as in DLC. Like there's DLC that you paid for to get certain parts of content. Now, a lot of people on Twitter, a lot of people on other pages and everywhere else are saying, oh, but all these people that are complaining are just weirdos and weirdos and weirdos. And it's like, well, if they are paying customers to a certain game that they paid for prior to, let's say, Mike Z leaving or anything else, well then, and that was the initial thing that they paid for at those times, it might have to stay in the game. After, I believe Mike Z was taken off after his 2 altercations of whatever was weird about him, which I'm not going to get into today. We've covered it before. There was, I believe, people were rehired that worked on the game prior to the game, and therefore they were back in, and that's okay. My issue is that you're changing an old part of the game. You're already in Second Encore, and it's technically already a what is it? It's already a, what's it called? A sequel, right?
Yeah. Like,
why can't you make the changes in a
Second Encore? Yeah.
But then why can't you make a changes in the 3rd iteration of the game?
We're technically in the 3rd iteration. That's why.
But at this point, you can be like, let's forget about the past. Let's create different outfits, different this, different that for our main characters that we know and love without having to change them too much, and just put it in a different perspective of either today's culture. Like that.
I mean, there's some stuff.
There's
some stuff, in my opinion, that should just be gone, right? Like, I don't know where all this stuff is coming from. Maybe the art books or something. But I mean, like, if I'm playing the game, I'm not seeing 100 of these pictures, right? Maybe if it's in the gallery. I just think the old stuff.
I honestly don't know how we got this far with a game with 8 characters like 10 years ago.
I'm just saying, Philly has been in the game since day one. Most of these shots have been there. Nobody's ever complained until now. So, I mean, like, well, cool. You complain, just make sure it's like, do a petition. Just do something that's like a little bit more structured instead of just going, let's go attack the game so that they get bad reviews on Steam, so then they have to change it so that the reviews are still there, which doesn't change it. Like, it doesn't change the fact that you just made bad reviews off of like a minor thing that they could have talked. I don't know, man. I just think that I've always known them to be very open to criticism. So I would think that you would bring it up to them in like a petition format or on Twitter. Like, hey, this is the amount of people who feel really uncomfortable with the fact that we paid for this game. Now we're getting all this weird content. Instead of going to bash the game as a review. Like, I think that's stupid.
Wait, why was that removed?
But again, good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Some of that's funny. I'm like, that's funny.
Yeah.
Like, that's.
I chuckled. Okay. I'm sorry. Barely Legal is kind of hilarious for some reason,
bro. See, oh my god, I didn't even know they got rid of that. Okay, so some of this stuff is just like it's like it's. Oh man.
Is some of it the aesthetic of the game, or is some of it just really like off the cuff, like over the line, drawing the line stuff? You know what I mean?
But it was meant to be comedy. That's what the game is. It's based off of a movie reel in comedy sense, using comical characters, not real characters. So if you're taking offense to it, in my opinion, if you're taking offense to it as a like, oh my god, they're attacking me, I'm sorry, this is like cartoon characters. Like, there's a lot of stuff that Bugs Bunny did back then that people would be very controversial about right now. But there's a reason why Bugs Bunny didn't last very long, because they just moved on from.
What do you mean Bugs Bunny didn't last very long?
After like now, like in this generation.
That's
nobody
a
really
whole.
Watches it.
First of all,
Bugs Bunny show is on right now.
I always be watching Bugs Bunny cartoons.
But you got to go back and watch old stuff.
Oh, I do all the time. That's the best. That's the best stuff.
And I'll use a great example. Tom and Jerry is actually something that made it this far into this generation where they've toned a lot of stuff down.
Okay, now hear me out. A lot of changes have been going on to Skullgirls for a little bit of a while now. Obviously, they were a main game at EVO last year. I believe, I don't remember the numbers, but there was a low entrance for Skullgirls last year. Were they the last place
500
game?
Something?
I think it was 4. They were like sub 500. Maybe. And then this year, it's not a main game, but it's a side game. And there is a $5,000 pop load. Now, with that being said, has the player base gone down? I mean, the player base is going to go down after a while, right? But then it's like, has the player base gone down after the Mike Z thing, or has the player base gone down after so many changes were made? Like, when did it sort of shift? And I mean, that's something to look at in terms of fighting games. Like, will there be a shift when they changed certain things? Like, there wasn't obviously a shift when Cammy's stance changed at the start of her intro, and ESPN, sort of did all their stuff with Armika's stuff. Well, no, Armika's butt slap got taken out, or the camera was taken up as she got into the game, as we got in the game.
Yeah, that got altered.
I mean, what was I saying in that part? That couldn't have shown a drop off of attendance of players playing because it was from beta to the main game of 5. Go on, you were saying?
I was just gonna say Skullgirls had 295 players at EVO. I never define a community by the entrance of a tournament because sometimes people can't go. It's just the truth.
Combo Breaker is usually the big one, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And the thing is, people have to also remember during the time period of Mike Z and him leaving, that caused a lot of uproar for a lot of people to leave the game as competitive players, as regular players, as casuals, and kind of not be happy with that. Now, they've slowly worked their way to get people back into the game, which is, they've been doing a great job. So the community's been strong between, the Kill Sage and Sonic Fox and some other people running tournaments and doing all these things to help it. I don't think this is going to affect the competitive side. Is it going to affect the casual side? Possibly. I think this will help the casual side. I guess I don't really know who this is helping, but like the competitive players are still going to play, right? It's more the story people, I guess.
After 10 years, I still want to try out Painwheel.
It's more about, it's really like the argument, whatever the argument be. A dev can do whatever they want with the game. Whatever slack they get from it is on them. But like, it's kind of the idea that I think people are getting mad at is the idea that it's like kind of anti-consumer. It's like, you own this game, right? And you like everything about it. Maybe you like the panty shots, maybe you like the artwork and everything is shown, maybe you just like all that, and that's fine. If that's your thing, that's cool. The fact is that I bought this, and now a patch that was then put out there from a developer now could take away something I like about the game. Is like what got people a little bit more up and right. The specifics of it being Skullgirls, it's like whatever. Like, and some of the stuff technically, and some of that stuff is like, does it really hurting anybody? Less Nazi stuff, that's bad. Oh my god, whoever that's affecting there's some serious issues there. Like philia is like, people's arguments like, oh, they got a bunch of these shots with her, and they're like, well, she's 16. It's like, that's a minor. It's like, is that a bad thing? It's like, no, not really. No, it's like, it doesn't.
I mean, the shots didn't change.
The shots kind of didn't change, but then they fixed a bunch of other parts to it. But like I said, those are just really small specifics. I think the idea of it being like anti-consumer, it's like you're still affecting a product that I purchased, as far back as even 12 years. It's kind of crazy. Affecting it today due to today's climate change, it's kind of like, it's not new, to be honest. There's nothing new. There's things that there's things in society that get changed like that, like over time. That's just the way the world is. It's so weird that it's like that it happened in this particular game after so long. It's like, and it was just a very, very odd choice. But once again, the devs are trying to be more consumer friendly. They're trying to tone it down. It's like, it's their product at the same time too. But what I think they should have done, what I think should have just been done is whether or not you should just opt in for that patch or whatever, or even just enable or disable that. Have the ability to change that. If you don't like that type of shit, like, there should be a piece in the menu that is be like censorship, or not. I don't want to say censorship, because censorship is a different case. Yeah, there's a different reasoning for censorship. Like, I don't know,
fucking or not adult content.
Exactly. Because there were other aspects of it that were like, Big Bang, right? Like there's story stuff related there that is character related and could be relatable by someone, this and the other, and it isn't really a detriment. But now that you took that out, that representation's not there, and it's like, you made that conscious choice to do that and not give your consumer that choice.
But then if you say adult content, it's like, well, what adult content do you need with the Germans in the panty shots? It's like, obviously, but then there's other things. Like I said, there are parts of the game that people had put in their cash towards. Like I said, make a new game where you can take all of the stuff that you don't like, all of the extra things that you didn't like of your previous game, and rehash it. Look at Mortal Kombat. Did it change how many sales they were getting by covering up Melina and Katana and Sonya?
Yes.
No. That game is
no.
That game is still outselling most fighting games.
Yeah.
And even if the fighting is not to my liking, it's still outselling, and it's covering up most of what the lewd stuff we saw from Deception and on.
Yeah.
Even Mortal Kombat 9 was like, the Sonic Shock was still rocking that outfit of Melina.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna give you guys some insight real quick, and then we can move on to whatever else. So here's the problem with what they're doing. Normally, I would agree 100%. Let's say the game was for everyone. It was a Legos game. Totally get it. It is a teen rating. Blood, partial nudity, violence, use of tobacco, and mild language. So with that being said, you know what you're getting involved in. So I'm not saying it's a good thing, I'm not saying it's right, but if we're looking at it from that legal standpoint, they did everything right. Would it have been better if they just made it mature? Like Mortal Kombat? I don't know, but it's just something to really think about with the ESRB rating. And I do agree with you, Dre, on that. I that's what I was actually going to say, was the whole concept of just create a patch where it adds, you could turn it on or off. That's really it.
Yeah, it's but the
artwork stuff.
148 players.
I was just gonna say, with the artwork stuff that you paid for, that I don't know how to deal with that. Maybe you have to reissue out another issue of that.
Just it's a digital art book, man. Just get another PDF. Here's the more censored version. Like, all right, cool, that's fine, that's it. Like, I don't know why this just got No, not delete it. Just like if you paid for it, you get both. Whatever. You pick you pick whatever you want. You choose. Leave it to the consumer to make the choice. That's
you want the yellow Street Fighter or the red one?
Yeah, right. That'll keep it away from the devs from really being in those crosshairs. Like, I honestly think they should have just probably been more that route. But it's the choice that they made, and I honestly don't think it's that big of a deal, to be honest. Like Meza said earlier, like, competitively, this is not really gonna matter to nobody at all, but this is more of the consumer thing. This is more for the casual. This is more moving towards whatever the image they're trying to portray, and that's fine. But it shouldn't have affected people that had already paid for the additional stuff, like being affected, like the base game, whatever. But if you could have done it, just make it a toggle, let the consumer pick, and you're good.
I gotta say this because I just read some of it. A lot of the comments aren't even negative towards the actions that were they're negative towards the actions that have been done, not what was already there. That's what's weird. So you're getting bad reviews from people who are like, you took this out of the game, and they're judging the company now. So it's not even the people. Yeah,
it isn't really.
That's so sad.
Yeah,
it's because when a company puts out their product to a certain way, it's like, all right, you're not marketing it to an audience necessarily. I mean, you are, obviously you want people to buy it, but it's more like a once you've taken a shot, once you put the toothpaste out, you can't get the toothpaste back in it.
That's actually really good, Gabe.
That's very true. Very true.
Yeah.
But at least brush your teeth. That's all we ask.
Every day.
So, what did you guys think? Do you think the censorship, was needed? Do you think it could have been better off with just a toggle? Do you think a developer that is attacking these kinds of things to kind of tone things down because maybe they're adjusting to society's climate, if it's a good move or not? Let us know. It's definitely an interesting take. I'm sure it's going to blow over, but in the meantime, though, it's currently in the hands of everyone that's kind of yelling at the clouds potentially about all this kind of stuff. But that is Skullgirls. That is what's going on with them right now, and that is actually our episode this week. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us for another episode of Double Tap. Remember, you guys can follow this show at Double Tap FGC on all social media platforms. Twitch, on Twitch. We do have a Twitch right now, but we're slowly building that up, so don't worry about that. In the meantime, you can stay tuned on Mash Those Buttons on Twitch, on Twitter, of course, on YouTube. Make sure to go subscribe there. We do post up video segments of the show there on a weekly basis. And of course, you guys can follow my awesome host. You can follow Static at Static Gorilla on all social medias as well. I don't know if you got anything else new going on besides your normal.
Friday is TNS. I don't know if I might do that, but there's going to be Street Fighter. Nah, not Wednesday, because that'll be live at the laboratory.
There you go.
Tomorrow's a holiday, so Wednesday will be at the lab.
There you go. And Meza at Meza FGC on all social media platforms, live on Kick, right?
Yes, sir. And
you've got a tournament, or a weekly, or a local, or online local. What you got?
Both. Actually, so I actually have a weekly online lobby that I do for DFO, Dungeon Fighter Online, doing PvP, and I'm currently running my first tournament, the Nightfall tournament for Dungeon Fighter Online, doing PvP tournament, and we have tons of people who are interested. We actually have some old contenders for the F1 championships, world championships, coming back to play as well. I think it's gonna be pretty cool.
There you go. So go check them out. Of course, you can follow me at CrashTagVS as well on social media. I'm normally behind the Double Tap FGC social account, so you can also reach out to me there. But once again, guys, let us know what you thought about the whole discussion with Skullgirls. Tag us. Let us know. Any of us, whether it's the host, whether it's Double Tap, let us know what you guys thought about the current situation. But once again, this is going to be live on every Tuesday, every week on your favorite podcast platform of choice. You guys can support it by liking, retweeting, comments, whether it's on Spotify, reviews on iTunes. Those are all very helpful. We love to hear from you guys. We want to get that feedback from y'all. Questions, anything like that, you guys can drop it all there. We read those. We check them out every week, so don't be afraid. And also, if you want to get involved with our awesome community, go check out mash.gg/Discord. Join us there. Join our awesome other listeners there. Community questions, things we like to bring up and talk about, articles, all that good stuff. And and even some matchmaking if you want to get on the sticks. Of course, we got plenty of people from all kinds of games there just hanging out. Once again, match.gg/Discord. Come say what's up there. Stay tuned after the show, guys, for the other shows here on the MTV network. We'll be live once again next week, Monday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna have plenty of MK and maybe hopefully some other announcements on the way there. But until then, that's it for us here, guys. We'll see y'all next week. Later.
Peace.
Peace.